Elite Expert Insider, the podcast that educates, inspires, and motivates you to take your business and life to the next level. We would like to thank Audible for supporting Elite Expert Insider. Please go to the link bit.ly/Elite Audible. That's bit.ly/Elite Audible and get a free 30-day trial to show your support. Thank you, Audible. Now to Elite Expert Insider for conversations with industry leaders. Hi, this is Melanie Johnson along with Jen Foster at the Elite Expert Insider podcast. We want to remind you to share the broadcast, to like it, let your friends know about it. We have interesting guests every time we're on the air, and you're going to learn amazing things. Today, we have a really special guest. We are very lucky to have this gentleman with us. We met him at the Super Bowl and we became fast and furious friends. He has so much expertise. He is a marketing strategist expert. He has taken companies to the billion-dollar level, and he's going to tell us how he's going to use that to leverage it to feed a billion people. So you're going to learn about marketing strategies today, how you can help feed the world along with that. This is Ambuj Jain. He was the CEO of American Safely Insurance, and now he has started a company called Two Pillars LLC, and his big passion is to feed a billion people. So we're going to learn all about that. AJ, we call him AJ. AJ, welcome. We're so happy to have you here with us today. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you started from your beginning road to get to billion-dollar companies and to wanting to feed a billion people.
Melanie, thank you. I'm from a small town. I'm a curious, mischievous, energetic boy from a small town in India, which has no traffic lights and no street signs. And that's what I grew up with. And my life was just full of joy. And somehow I ended up in the United States in 1982 to pursue an MBA, and then I ended up doing a PhD. And that journey led me to a consulting career. From there, I went to work for a company in Indianapolis called Resort Condominiums International, RCI. And from there, organically, I ended up at American Safety Insurance in Atlanta. And we grew that, as you said, about 1,200% during the time that I was there. We were able to grow the balance sheet to over $1.3 billion. And in 2013, a Canadian insurance conglomerate came in and bought the company.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell us, what are some of those marketing strategies that got you to that 1,200%? Is there any specific ones that maybe a small business owner could use?
Certainly. There are a couple of key things. One is people, the employees, the people that we hired, people that we nurtured, the direction that we gave to them. Our vision had to be clear about what we wanted to do and surround ourselves with the people that believed in that vision and were able to help us execute. So that was one. And the second was we had a very sharp focus on our customers, the market that we serviced. And we wanted to make sure that we stayed flexible, we stayed nimble. We didn't get caught up in our own processes as much as we wanted to serve the market that we were catering to. And the other thing that we did was we really learned how to leverage our relationships, leverage technologies, leverage processes, leverage our relationships. Everything in the insurance business is about leveraging the balance sheet, how you create premium using the surplus. There's a leverage in that. How you invest your assets, there's a leverage in that. So the key word that applies to insurance, which is also applying to what I'm doing with Feed a Billion, is about leverage and compounding. There is, you take one step at a time, and before you know it, you're looking at something that has grown into something much bigger. People get caught up in trying to create a vision, such as Feed a Billion or any other vision, and they get lost in the enormity of that vision or the goal and forget that every step matters. Every single step matters. I've studied people that have made a huge difference, whether it's Mother Teresa or Gandhi or Martin Luther King. And they didn't start out saying that I'm going to change the world. They changed the world by taking one step at a time. So that has been my philosophy of just looking at the opportunity, taking care of it, not getting caught up in the grandiose visions of, we want to feed 1 billion, let's feed one, let's feed another one, let's feed another one. So that's how we built the business as well.
I just saw that movie, Hacksaw Ridge, and it was with the man who had saved 70 men, one at a time. And each time he said, God, let me just save another one. And then he'd drag himself back out into the battlefield and get one more. And then he said, God, just one more. Let me save one more. And I love what you said about having that vision. So many people, they have that grand idea. What do you think are some of the tools they can get to stop getting overwhelmed and focusing on that goal? What are some of your goal setting tips when you're doing the marketing and coming up with a strategy?
It's really, if you want to accomplish something, don't make it about you. Make it about what value are you adding to who you're going to serve. So, for example, the insurance company that we built, it wasn't about us building the company. It was us servicing a niche in the market and servicing it well, and nurturing our people and giving them everything that they needed, and continuing to do that every single day and not forgetting that. It's the repeatable processes. The simple things that become monotonous, we tend to overlook because they get boring, but that is how success is created. The things that work, keep doing them, and then keep innovating so that you can keep getting better and marginally improving just one step at a time. And the compounded effect of that ultimately is massive. So when you look at Feed a Billion, the example that you were giving, my goal is not 1 billion meals. My goal is 1 billion individual connections of love. Food is love. That's what I grew up with. I love to cook, not because I want to impress people, but because of the reaction that it gets. The how I'm able to give them my love through food. And that is what I learned going to Tony Robbins, because I spent quite a bit of time, my wife and I did, in personal development with Tony. He was leading the seminars, and he shared his journey of how somebody gave them his family food when he was a teenager, and how that changed his life, what an impact that had on him. And that's where I learned that this food is love is actually, it extends not only to family, but to strangers as well. So we are providing that love in every single interaction. It's not 1 billion meals. It's really 1 billion individual interactions of that exchange of joy, of love.
And each one is real important.
Absolutely. We can't get to 1 billion unless we get to one.
Right.
We have to repeat 1 billion times to get to 1 billion.
Right.
So, I talk to people, especially some of the younger people that I meet, and, I'll talk to somebody and then they'll say, I'll say, what do you want? And they'll say, I want to be a billionaire. Why do you want to be a billionaire? What does that give you? And they don't have a goal of, to get to 1 billion, you need to get to 100 million first. Get to 100 million, you need to be 10 million first. To get to 10 million, you need to be 1 million first. If you have only $10 in your account and you're talking about becoming a billionaire, the goal is so massive that you haven't broken it down. From $10, make 100. Then from 100, go to 1,000. From 1,000, go to 10,000. From 10,000, go to 100,000. Then go to 1 million. Then go to 10 million. Then go to 50 million. Then go to 100 million. Then you go to 500 million. We didn't start out creating a balance sheet that will aggregate to over $1 billion. That was not what we were doing. We were just servicing the market that we needed to service and the niches that we could identify, and we were able to attract the best people that we could attract to help us get there and service those markets.
Awesome. So tell us, you told us a little bit about how you kind of came up with it, a little bit of the story, but tell us more in detail, what exactly is Feed a Billion and how can people help?
Certainly. Now I can talk about it forever, right? Because this is really, I'm very passionate about it. So what happened was, as I said, that after the company was sold in 2013, my wife and I decided that a lot of people wait to do something with their creative side or personal development side after they retire. So my wife and I looked at each other and we said, why don't we borrow a year from retirement and insert that now and recalibrate our lives? So that's what we did, because it allowed us to be in an environment of people that were like-minded, people that were driven to learn, to succeed, to nurture, to give, to grow. And I have this desire to be more, give more, do more. And we learned that, Tony has a group called Platinum Partners, so that's what we joined. And through the process, we did immersion. We went to everything. We went to Australia. We went to Fiji. We went to Hawaii. We went to India. We went to London. We went to Vegas. We went wherever he was doing an event. We showed up and we sat in the front. And I became a student again. I was a professor. I was a consultant. People listened to me. I was a teacher. And after a very long time, I became a student again. I have hundreds of pages of notes. I immersed myself. My wife and I immersed ourselves. And through that process, we learned what is important to us. We connected with people. And in one event, I shared this vision of feeding a billion because, I really saw through Tony's experiences that food is love. And I wanted to be able to do something about that. It was a big goal. I was hesitant. I didn't talk about it for a long time, but he helped me overcome the fear of the judgment, fear of losing, fear of not being able to accomplish. And I shared that. And the love and the support that we got from the Platinum Partner community was overwhelming. It was beautiful. And so that's how Feed a Billion got launched last year. And since May, we have done 1.3 million meals around the world. And the beautiful thing that happened at that event was that Tony actually said that he will match. I asked him, I said, I was going to ask you to match 400 million meals. And he didn't hesitate even for a second. And he said, I'm in, let's do it, brother. And I love you. And he just came and gave me a hug. And it was such a powerful moment for me that such a huge goal, he just did it. And that's my anchor, that's my drive. So we have created this organization where we have brought in innovation. We have brought in principles of leverage, principles of marketing. I'm not a nonprofit guy, so I have brought in business principles into the world of nonprofit. I didn't know about hunger and why hunger exists and what do you do about hunger. So I've studied that. So since we started our nonprofit in May, there has been a steep, massive learning curve. And I'm surrounding myself with the best people that we can find so that we can continue to build this momentum. And it's nonstop. Feeding a billion is a huge goal, but I just remember that it's one at a time. And that's what we keep doing. We just keep doing one at a time.
Wow, I really admire you for that. Now, when I love that you're saying you borrowed a year from your retirement. So was that before or after American Safety Insurance?
It was right after. It was right after. So when the company was sold in 2013, at the end of 2013, and I was actually offered an opportunity, a fairly substantial opportunity, early 2014, which I declined. And then my wife and I sat down and we talked about it. And actually, we drank a bottle of wine, just talking about it, and finished the bottle of wine. By the time we had finished the bottle of wine, we had made the decision that I was not going to take up that opportunity. And in fact, she was going to quit her job. She's a principal. She's an amazing principal in Atlanta public school system. And she quit her job, and we just decided to invest in our personal growth and in our relationship. And it was the best decision we have ever made. We literally traveled around the world, invested a significant amount of time, money, effort, and we just jumped in and just grew as a result of that. Our relationship with each other, our relationship with our children, my relationship with my father, my relationship with my son. I mean, my relationship with myself, everything has benefited a great deal. And from all those experiences, what I've learned is who I am and who I was meant to be, and that I have grown into the man that I was meant to be, and that is the biggest thing that has happened. And one thing that I would like to suggest as a result of my own experiences to people that are listening is make sure that you never stop investing in yourself to grow. Every single day, grow, read, attend seminars, find the best mentors, find the best peers, because your peers will make you. Who you will be 5 years from now is defined by the 5 people that you're hanging out with today.
That is such great advice. Jen and I both have teenagers, and we're trying to get that across to them to learn that at a young age. No one told me that when I was young, that those 5 core people, whoever you're hanging around, those will start to be your habits. That'll start to be your income bracket. You'll take on their traits. So it's so important. You touched on for Feed a Billion that you're surrounding yourself by a core group of people and mentors that really know what they're doing, that are experts in that field, and you're learning from them, taking your own advice. What are some of the other strategic plans that you're using to propel Feed a Billion, to get the word out there and to make it a super successful nonprofit?
So there are a couple of things. One is I recognize that unless we are able to tap into the 6 billion phones that exist out there in the world, we are not going to solve a global problem like hunger. Hunger is pervasive. There are 785 million people that are hungry every day. And 22,000, 21,000 people actually die every day from hunger.
Wow.
That is a staggering number in this present day and age. The other thing that is happening is that there is enough food in the world. There's enough food in the system. The issue is not the amount of food. The issue is that it's not available at the point of consumption where it needs to be. So what we are doing is we are tapping into social media, because so many people, billions of people are on social media. So we're tapping into social media. We are building relationships with influencers that have reach through social media to create awareness, create advocates, create a conversation around hunger and the resolution of hunger. The second thing is that we have actually partnered with a firm that has built a technology platform that is allowing us to gamify the giving of meals by simply liking and sharing. And currently, big companies are trying to leverage philanthropy because millennials they favor brands that are involved in philanthropy. And companies are trying to figure out the model of philanthropy, marketing, technology, social good integration, but they are working in silos. What we have done is we have integrated all of that through a technology platform. So if you're a company, instead of spending $10,000 to create a certain reach, let's say on Facebook, and you get maximum 1% engagement. If you're really good, you get 1% engagement. Typically, it's 0.5%. Through our campaign, we can create a much higher level of engagement. We did as a pilot for one company, and their sales went up by almost 1,000%. So we are reinventing. We are actually innovating the solution. And we are engaging technology, we are engaging social media, we are engaging, because we need to engage younger people into this solution who may not have money, but they have influence. So we need people that can donate, we need people that can create influence in social media, and we need people that can become corporate partners with us, because we can create an ROI for these corporate partners better than what they can create on their own by tying up with a cause, which is Feed a Billion.
So explain to us in a little more detail how you can increase the ROI of a company by teaming up with you or other nonprofits. I think a lot of people have that idea, but they don't really know the ins and outs. Walk us through an example, maybe with Feed a Billion would be perfect.
Right. So if you're a company and you have $10,000 budget to create social media campaign, and you're going to reach a certain number of people with that money, and you're going to generate a certain engagement. Okay? Engagement meaning in Facebook terms, meaning a comment, a like, or a share. Instead of going directly and doing that, what you can do is you can partner with us. You can give the $10,000 towards meals to Feed a Billion. The $10,000 converts to 100,000 meals. So for $1, we can do 10 meals. And what we will do is through our own influencers plus your own database of people that you know in your customer database, in your Facebook profile, and so on. What we will do is for every like that is generated, a meal is provided, which is funded by you. For every share, 10 meals are provided, which is funded by you. So we are monetizing, we are taking your money, converting that into meals, and through the meals, we are creating likes and shares organically. So you will get much higher level of engagement as the message goes out. So that is what we have built. And what we have built in terms of technology integration is we have created a complete transparency. So you will know exactly how many meals have been provided. We can track every single like and every single share through the technology that we have created, which is completely integrated with Facebook.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's great. So what you're saying basically is that we can partner with Feed a Billion if you own a business, and you can get exposure to increase your social media awareness or your engagement by feeding the hunger.
Exactly, and you're getting brand exposure, and you're tying it in with a cause which makes a difference in the world. So you got exposure, you got much higher levels of engagement, and you created social good by providing meals, and you got a significantly higher ROI. So it's an innovative solution. When you're talking about the marketing background, it's all about leverage. So we have created massive leverage, and we have created an innovative solution that creates a massive leverage for every company. So the companies like bigger companies, even Nike, Apple, companies that are trying to generate awareness and engagement in social media, we can do that a lot more effectively.
So every time that post goes, it has that company's branding on it or product on it or whatever message they want, along with that they donated meals, and you want it to like and share because more meals will be generated by doing that.
Exactly. And and it doubles because Tony matches. So $1, imagine, because of the strength of the dollar and because we have built a model of distribution by partnering with people where feet on the ground is the key in the distribution of food. Because I didn't want to do what other people are doing. I wanted to partner with people that are actually delivering food on site in the countries where there is a need, including the United States. Because there are 42 million people in our country right now that don't have enough food. Fortunately, we don't have the number of deaths caused by lack of food, but frankly, there shouldn't be anybody dying anywhere in the world because of lack of food. It's that simple. Children, why should children be dying because we cannot feed them? There is enough food in the world. We can feed them.
It just seems there's so much irony that there's food there, they just can't get to it.
Exactly. There's wastage of 33% of food is wasted in the world. So there's ways of minimizing that. Distribution is an issue. There are countries where the food truck has to have armored guards because food is more precious than gold, because you can't eat gold. In certain deserts, there's no refrigeration. So we have to come up with a mix that provides the nutrients. It's dehydrated vegetables and fortified rice and soybean-based protein and lentils mixed together so that you have the nutrients that your body needs, the child's body needs. And we are able to, because we can't ship meat, we can't ship, it won't stay good, So you have to come up with solutions that can serve the community. Same thing that I'm talking about from a business perspective. We have to study what serves the need, not I have this widget to sell you. Let me tell you 8 reasons why you should buy it. I need to ask you what you need.
Right.
And, organically, you've started really other businesses and other technologies out of the goal to feed 1 billion people. You've started a new way to do technology and a new way to blend nonprofits in with profit companies to use social media. That's a whole nother business organically that's grown out of the whole process.
Right. And we are not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for money. So there's no profit taken in any of this by us, by me, by anyone in my group that is helping. I'm funding a lot of it. There were some donations that we received, which we used to provide the 1.3 million meals and all other expenses. I've been funding it, and the people that I'm partnering with, they're funding it. So we are not doing this for money. This is purely because we want to solve a problem that, frankly, should not exist, doesn't need to exist, and is getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's the irony of it. It's getting worse. In 2017, it's worse. Yeah. There's no reason for it to be.
You think with technology and everything and the availability of information that it would be getting better instead of worse.
Right. We are talking about bringing the internet to the most remote parts of the world through drones, to the people that can't even feed themselves. So we gotta feed them first.
You can't eat gold, right? It's kind of the same thing. You can't eat from the internet.
You gotta have food. We gotta solve the problem, and it happens every day. It's not like you feed them once and go away. It's every day.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, how can someone get involved with Feed a Billion? The best way to reach out to you, and whether you're a company or an individual.
So the easiest way somebody can help us is go to Facebook, Feed a Billion, like our page, share our page in Facebook. The second thing is you can go to feedabillion.org, our website, get additional information. Third is you can actually text a word, feed, F-E-E-D, to a phone number 25827. 25827. Actually, let me just hold this card so that you can see the number, and hopefully it comes through.
Great. I can also add a link on the bottom of this video for people to text
right here.
Their name and email. So text feed to 25827 or visit feedabillion.org.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, hold it up one more time, AJ. She was saying it, but you had it. We want to get the visual, so I need you talking and holding it up at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hold it up and say it.
Oh,
hold the card up one more time.
Text the word feed, F-E-E-D, to the number 25827.
Perfect. Got a good visual on that.
Great. Thank you so much, AJ, for the interview and for telling us all about Feed a Billion. We look forward to hearing more about how many meals you've gone to, and hopefully we can partner up as well and get some more meals and more people fed.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. You're great. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you. So we encourage everyone to sign up for Feed a Billion, share their page, like their page. Also, we encourage you to share our podcast, Elite Expert Insider, and we will see you next time. Make sure you share and like us, and please be a part of Feed a Billion. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
For more information about us, go to eliteonlinepublishing.com. To get your free book, The Accomplishment and Success Story Starter, simply text your name and email to 832-572-5285. That's 832-572-5285. We'd also like to thank Audible for supporting Elite Expert Insider. To get your free 30-day trial, please go to bit.ly/Elite Audible. That's bit.ly/Elite Audible and get your free 30-day trial to show your support. Thank you, Audible.